Hello. Hey, how are you doing? I know it's been a long time. It feels like it's been a long time. There's been a lot of things going on. Look at your friend peeking through the Hold him. No. You're gonna be like, oh, I didn't know you were starting early already. But anyway, welcome to Strategy Tuesdays. I am so happy to be here. And we're moving right on into the month of April. I mean, whew, the year is just going by fast. So if you haven't done what you wanted to do or what you need to do, you should go ahead and get started. Don't take all day. But anyway, so I have a special guest with me today, Original Flow. He's going to tell you all about him. We're going to get to learn a little bit more about his music journey and all the wonderful things that he has in store. And he's right from here, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to confirm, but if I'm not mistaken, he's from Oklahoma. So without further ado, let's bring in my special guest. Hello, how are
Hi.
you?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
Not bad, not too bad at all. Are you excited about April?
Very excited.
Very excited. Okay, wait, there's nothing special about April for you, is there? I mean,
Oh,
you
there's
know.
tons of special things for April.
Oh, okay. Well, look at there. Wait, let me just make sure it's not your birthday, right?
No, no,
Oh, okay. Okay, I was just
no.
gonna say because I didn't know if you was Aries. I was about to say, hey, kinfolk, we all got to stick together. But welcome to Strategy Tuesdays. I'm happy to have you on here. I know it's been a minute, and let me tell everybody where I met you. I met you at I'm about to mess it up. Rap Gifts. Did I say it right?
Gift wraps.
Gift wraps. See, I'm
Yeah,
always saying that rap gifts. Gift wraps. I know.
yeah.
Hosted by the one and only JB. And so I was able to meet you there, and you had your whole segment, and I was like, oh, I love the flow. Yes, yes, definitely. So
Thank you.
tell us a little bit about you. Now we'll start off from where you're from. Are you from here?
Yeah, born and raised. Yeah,
Okay. Born and
yeah,
raised, good old Oklahoma.
yeah. I'm
You
an
know,
East Side
on the
baby.
east on the east side.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, see, that makes it even special. Now, are you part of the Northeast or Northeast High School or
Oh no,
Douglas or
I went.
which?
So I went to. I guess the earliest. I went to. It was called Dewey Elementary.
Oh,
Uh,
okay, okay.
So I went to Dewey Elementary, um, and from there. I went to from I would say from Preston Hill. I went to Creston Hills, and then I went to Dewey Elementary, and then we moved. I went to Southern Hills, and then I went to Aztec Charter High School.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
Aztec.
Yeah,
Yes. Good old Aztec. Aztec's been around for a minute. And they still holding strong, so that's good.
yeah.
That's good. So, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, where did your artist journey start? Becoming an artist has it always been with you?
Yes. My dad is actually he's a hip hop artist. And he doesn't rap anymore, but when I can get him to do it, he will. But
Oh wow!
he actually inspired me. When he had first started his career, he had showed me like his old VHS tapes about what he had did. Like he opened up for Ice Cube. He got a chance to kick it with Ice Cube. Right
Oh,
after he left from like NWA, like he did a trip through Oklahoma, and my dad and
what?
his collective, they opened up for him. Um, my dad got a chance to be in the studio with Queen Latifah, and like it was,
Oh wow! So you're a
yeah.
celebrity.
And
Okay.
so like he inspired me a lot. It's weird because like he never tried to like, son, like rap in my place, like take over the
Right.
legacy. he just was like, you know, if you like it, you like it. He never really pushed me to do it, and I appreciate that because I found my own love for it. Um,
Oh,
and
that's cool.
he saw how much I like to write, and I did a lot of poetry and stuff, and I still do. Wrote a lot of poetry.
Okay,
Yeah,
nice. So it's in your genes.
yeah.
That's it. There's no way escaping it. It's in your genes. Wow. I did not. Well, of course, I did not know that. And I'm always starstruck. So right now I'm stuttering for words. But I think that's cool that the background of your father
Mhm.
and just knowing about the music and all of that. And so when did you start turning your poetry into music?
I started that when I would say, probably while I was going to Dewey Elementary. When I started
Okay.
writing. So at first, I tried to sing, and I was terrible at it. And
You s- Wait, now what? No, what? I'm sorry, let me not laugh so hard. Were you trying to sing tenor or high alto?
just in
Where was
general, I was just trying to sing, and like my best friend, like he would laugh. He laughed at me, and he was like, "Nah, bro, that ain't it."
tell me that to somebody else?
He's still my best friend to this day. Like we're brothers. But so I was like, well, let me just try to like put these together in like a rhythmic fashion, and I just
Mm-hmm.
started rhyming what I was writing, and then it actually sounded really cool, and I just kept practicing and practicing and practicing and practicing. Um, but the first time I ever did something like I actually put verses to beats was when I went to Aztec, and
Ah,
yeah,
okay.
it's a middle school. I went to the middle school part and the high school, like through that whole those all those years. I went from middle school to high school there, and my middle school year is when I started really like writing to beats and stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
first, I would just freestyle. It was a lot of fun with my best friend, and then it would get into like some serious, like, okay, we actually like recording and stuff, and that was a lot of fun.
Okay. Did you feel pressured at all, or did it
Um,
just?
I guess I had some sort of stage fright. Um, but I had got when I was going to Dewey Elementary. The reason why I love Dewey Elementary, and I like to bring it up, is uh, it was like I would call it. I mean, today's standards, it's kind of like a specialty school, but it was, smack dab on the east side. You would never expect that. And we got exposed to so much stuff. One of the things that really stuck with me was I got a chance to play. I got a chance to play in the Annie play. I was
Oh,
uh,
cool. Okay.
Roosevelt. I was President Roosevelt, so I was actually the first Black president. Um, so, like, just picture me, a younger version of me with this bald cap on, like being the president, getting wheeled in. Um, and that was my first time on stage, and I really enjoyed being on stage after that. And man, how do I get to be on stage more often? How do I do that?
Mhm.
So uh, getting on stage really didn't scare me; it just more excited me, and I guess I just wanted to do it more. And so as I got to Aztec, I started writing and putting my stuff to beats. It was still nervous because memorizing my lyrics and uh, if people would actually like the song that I'm doing was
Right.
always like, but being on stage was just always fun.
It's always fun. So now Dewey is elementary. So how old we're talking about? 9, 8 or
Yeah,
9?
like nine, yeah,
Okay.
8 or 9 was Dewey, and then 10, 11, and so forth was Aztec.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
So being in, well, I don't know what they call it now, but we used to call it fine arts, or some type of arts as far as drama and acting and all those different things. Do you feel that playing that part within just kind of open up your world of exploration where you wanted to see yourself
Hmm.
in a different light?
Absolutely. I mean,
Okay.
I didn't go in thinking that. I mean, I wanted to go because the girl that's playing Annie was cute, and I wanted to. I was like, well, maybe if I can get in, start acting, she'll like me. Um, that went terribly wrong. So,
You're
uh,
like, I'm not here to have a confession all these many years later. It's okay.
but no, like it was a good experience because as soon as I got it, I didn't think I would enjoy it that much, and I really did. And I was like, man, this is actually really awesome. I like being on stage like this, and I didn't have a hard time memorizing my lines. I didn't have much because I was just the old
Mhm.
man. Um, but it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
So do you play any instruments?
Yes, I'm still very novice level as far as skill level. But I do it as more of a practicality than performance wise, because also am a music producer, so I had to learn how to play piano. So I've been studying my piano, and then also have a bass that I study with as well.
Oh, nice. So do you have a preference on which one's your favorite?
Um, I would say I would definitely say piano because I can get lost. I can get lost in my piano and I just fall in love with it. It's so many different riffs I have recorded that I will probably never release, but it's like my one of my secret passions that I do just enjoy just playing on piano.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. Well, that's interesting to know. But I would have thought you would have said bass. And I don't know why. And I think it's because I always wanted to play, I always wanted to learn how to play the bass.
Mm.
And it's because when I see people in the band, they just look the coolest. And I
Yeah.
just love the sound. That's wrong to say, but it's just yeah, most music that have like a bass starting, especially the older Motown music, I'm like, "Oh my God, that's the song. That's the song." It just makes you feel some kind of way. So, yeah, but just wanted to
Honestly.
share that little part. So that's cool. So I think it's nice to learn how you've evolved from, starting off young with
Mhm.
being an artist and exploring different little things, and now how it has evolved and like you're super grown now, and you have several different um I know they don't call them tracks. What they call them now? Albums.
Yeah.
Yes, there were different albums out and you're performing at different locations. And so I just think that's really cool. Let me ask you, have you ever been asked to talk to children about arts
Mhm.
or wanting to explore music more? Have you ever had the opportunity to do that?
I have on a couple occasions actually. Um, One of the most notable, I would say, is working with a collective called the Space Program, which is all put together by Dr. View, who's also connected with Final Africa. He's a really great guy. And we were talking about how we can bring hip hop into an educational space and to
Mm,
kind of talk about basically dealing with everything that we go through as Black people going into more predominantly white institutions, and trying to cope with maybe feeling excluded or feeling distant from the learning material. And I got a
mhm,
chance to do that. We went to UCO, and we got a chance to talk to some of the kids about just transitioning through that by using uh, things that we're familiar with and they're familiar with. The connecting point was hip hop and our personal experiences and being able to talk to them. It was a lot of fun.
okay. I like that. I like that. And I mean, it's always a good part to have a little segment to where, just giving back to the
Yeah.
community so that way, because people look up to you. And I mean, I know I'm considered old compared to you, but anyways, but I applaud to see a young man doing well in the music. And I'll be honest, I can understand your lyrics because I'm like, oh, okay, I can flow with him. Versus, I'm like, let me turn the captions on so I can see what this person is trying to say. Right, like what? So, but I applaud you for doing that, and I think I would love for you to probably speak to some youth, and we'll talk offline about that.
Absolutely.
But I feel that the music industry, or I shouldn't say music industry, but music in schools have declined a lot.
Mhm.
Uh, what do you think compared to the different schools that you've gone to and what you've heard now as far as music in the schools? Do you think it's declined over the years?
Absolutely. Like, and my two older sisters, they're both in the educational world. Like they're both very much in the know with when it comes to education. Um, and my older sister, she's actually trying to start. She's putting together a school of her own called Rise STEAM Academy.
Oh,
And
good, good.
um, getting a chance to be in those spaces with them um, gives me a chance to like understand how deprived the kids are right now.
Hmm.
Uh,
Hmm.
Anything outside of the typical watered down, education that they're getting already. And it
Right.
upsets me because, we're not just here to, process information or just be fed information, but we're also looking at future innovators, future creators, future business owners. Um,
Absolutely.
we need those people. We need them. We need their creativity. We need their brains to be fully active because, we're not going to be able to get all the answers in one or two generations. Like we need everyone to be a part of this change and to make a better world for all of us. And so how do we do that?
Absolutely.
You know, we give them all the tools that is available and they're being deprived of those things. And it's very prevalent in today's educational world.
Definitely, definitely. And I feel that, well, let me tell you a little bit about, I'll say, my background. Like my mom plays or played the piano. And so I was taught the piano, and then I did violin and cello and the viola, and I was in choir and all those different things. And so I did that until
Uh,
my freshman or sophomore year in college. And so after a while I decided to pass, well, this is how I said it. I passed my talent on to my youngest brother. And so he just carried it on to making a career, and he teaches, he's a conductor, and all these different things. And I just think that over time, children lose interest in things like music. And right now we sometimes we look at, well, not we, but sometimes the younger generation look at, how can I make some fast money? Right. I want to be a football player, a basketball player, and all these other things. But they don't think about all the creative things that you can do instead of, the most popular thing.
mhm.
So I think it's important for us to educate and to share with the children, like, hey, if you want to be an artist or even poetry, there's so many different avenues that you can explore with that. And it's not going to be bored. It's going to be adventurous. It's going to be it's going to take a lot of courage to get through it and connect with people that helps you. So I applaud you for saying that, because at times I look at I'll say our band, if we look at high school bands, they are not as big as they used to be. Um, and then I don't even know if most high schools have an orchestra anymore,
Mhm.
or even a choir.
Right. Right.
Yeah, so it's like we take things away from our education system, and then we wonder, well, I don't know.
What's wrong with
And
our kids?
right. Right. And I remember, well, I'll say back in the 90s, everybody was doing freestyling and flowing and all those different things. And
Hmm.
then it picked up and hey, all of a sudden they become an artist. So
Right.
yeah. But I just something that I hope that we'll start to pick up on that a little bit more. Um, and then I think it is going to take young men like you for them to see, oh, Sonny, this is an artist from Oklahoma. Yes. Yes. He
Yeah.
was right up, he grew up right up the street. Not literally, but figuratively. He just grew right up the street and listen to his music and producing music and
Mhm.
how does all of that work? So yeah, so let's talk about producing.
Okay.
Like what all does that take? I feel like I should know, but I don't know.
um, I mean, for everyone, it's going to be different, but it's just like any other art craft, art style. It takes time, takes a lot of trial and error, and
Mhm.
you gotta have a good ear for sounds. You gotta have. You can't go to school and be like, you come out and like, all right, I'm the best producer that ever lived. Like this, it takes time to get an ear on what sounds good, understanding music composition, understanding
Mhm.
uh, how to properly put your feelings into music too, because for me it takes a lot of feeling. What is the song? What does this feel like? What does it feel like? And being able to properly represent that, you know. And then you can worry about. It's kind of like what they say about any profession. They say learn all the rules so you break them. You know, uh, you got to learn all the rules about music to understand what you can break, and it goes just like that. I mean, really, once you get into it, you develop your own style, your own flavor, what feels good to you. It may not be the best way to do it. Interesting enough, like I talk about my best friend, uh, his name is Richard, and we grew up together. We went to Dewey Elementary together, and he was always into music too. But he was more interested in the production side, so he was more of a producer than I was at the time. But we had completely different styles. Even though we had very similar tastes, we were completely different when it came to production. I was working out of this old dusty software, and at the time he had like the latest and greatest software. And he's like, "Why are you doing that? Like, why are you producing out of that?" And then he heard my production. He's like, "Dang, you make that out of that?" I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "How you do that?" And so we were just going back and forth, trading our secrets with each other, and just watching each other grow in our professions. And uh, I think what drove me to go further was just the community that I have built around myself at the time.
Mhm.
When I was working on it, I had a community of other like-minded people who were also producing, also pushing out stuff, and it made me want to do it more. It made me want to get more involved in creating, and I finally found my style. Like I love to sample. Like I'm a sample addict, uh, and I got a chance to meet one of my, uh, I guess you can say, mentors. Without being a mentor, I got a chance to meet Ninth Wonder, which is like one of my favorite producers of all time. Uh, but like I would listen to his beats all the time. I would steal all of them off of YouTube, just rap over them just relentlessly because I wanted to create something like that, and I would constantly go back to the studio and just try to make that sound and stuff. And so uh, I got a chance to finally make what I feel like was a nice one to be in my head, and I was like, all right, that's it. Like I'm there. I'm there where I need to be. The
Oh,
rest is
wow.
history. Yeah.
So how long does it take? I'll say whatever song you want to pick. How long does it take for you to produce a song like from start to finish?
I mean, it's just like I would say it's just like a painter, and you asking a visual artist, how long does it take to paint a mural? it just really depends on how inspired you are to make that piece. And, sometimes inspiration will last, from the beginning to the end. Or sometimes you will start really good and then you're like, I'm not really liking this, and so it varies. But if I'm feeling really inspired, I can produce, write, record, do all that in the same day. Um,
Wow.
I made like 3 songs in a day, uh, just like that. And I mean, that's what it takes sometimes. I mean, I know some artists that are national, they make like maybe 20 to 30 songs a day. And so it just really depends on your drive and your motive and what you're trying to do. Um,
Hmm.
but everyone's art takes whatever time that they want to give it. As long as you're inspired doing it, it's going to come out great. But if you try to rush the process or you try to force it, it's going to sound like a bowl of crap. And so you don't really want to do that.
Don't want that. Right. Don't want to do that. So do you produce your own music? Like
Yeah.
all of the albums that you have, you made all of
So
those?
not all the albums. My recent album um was a live. It's a live album. But my band recreated what I produced, and so that's my production. The album before that, Black Man Kid Boy, was actually produced by my best friend Richard, and he made all the beats there.
Okay.
And yeah, he's incredible.
Now, how many do you have? I know I've been on your
Oh,
website.
as far as like albums, like albums, I have. Let's see.
Oh, when you got a count like that, listen, that's
I think it's only four. I have like I think I have like 4 albums and I have 4 mixtapes. Um,
okay.
so I don't have a huge library of music, but I plan on making like I'm sorry, my cat is in here. He wants attention. Uh,
Oh,
but I plan on uh, releasing a lot more material going forward this year into next year. It's probably the most material people have ever heard from me. So I'm
oh
like,
wow.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's good. That's good. Now, where can they find? Well, see, I'm. You already know what I'm about to say. And let me just be honest. I'm used to having a CD.
That's
I
fair.
I like to go to the store, buy a CD or wherever, have a CD, put it in my CD player or
Yeah.
whatever that they call it now, and play it away. I love CDs. Now, I know they don't necessarily exist anymore, so to speak, but
Unfortunately.
right. I don't know who decided to change that because I'm gonna be honest, I get a little confused about all the downloading.
I mean, if
Um,
we still have CDs, I mean, the money would still be in the artist's pocket, and so
mm,
artists would be. I would. I potentially feel like artists would probably be doing less crazy stuff to get money if we still had our we have more things for us to sell. But a lot of the labels have taken over uh, just how much money we make. If you decide to be a part of a label now, I mean, it's almost if you didn't get a good deal, if you don't own your masters, um,
mm,
and you don't have any kind of control over your creativity or when you release or anything like that, it's just I'm sorry.
wow.
You basically working a 9 to 5 um,
Mm,
with
okay.
no health benefits. It's not gonna go well for you or a financial side.
Right. And I think that's heartbreaking because there's been so many different documentaries that's been out, NWA and
Yeah,
The Temptations and
yeah,
Ray Charles and all these other different ones that's been out, and they talk about um their rights and how they were taken advantage of with the um label company and all these things. And I don't
It's
know, it just make it
yeah,
yeah.
it's heartbreaking.
It is. It is
You
because
yeah, you go into these deals as you know, let's say you're at the peak of your career and you're doing really well, you're super popular, everyone loves you, and then you think it's a godsend. This person is coming out of nowhere saying like, "Hey, I want to give you like $500,000, to sign to this label," and you're like, "Oh man, this is dope!" Like, yeah, like cool. And you look at the fine print, and you owe back that $500,000 based off of your sales. And if you don't complete those sales, and they own all your masters and they own this, like you didn't get a music lawyer.
right.
You didn't look at the contract. Like you have to be very, you know, uh, aware of these things. And I think that's another reason why the glitz and glam is so important for uh,
Mhm.
the mainstream to promote, is because they don't want you to see like, okay, how do I actually make money as an artist? And they don't really expand on that. There's no class to tell you like, hey, this is how you're actually going to make money, unless you go
Mhm.
to a specialty school to get that information. And so if you're an artist just coming out, and they target a lot of young people mainly because of their connection to other young people, and you know and their lack of, and around that time kids are very rebellious and not really thinking about contract deals and 30 years from now. They're more
Right.
thinking of like, man, look at this brand new chain I got, look at this brand new watch I
Mhm.
got, all the girls are jocking me now, like, yeah.
Right.
And
And that
they're getting,
and that money,
and it dries up.
um,
When it
yeah.
dries up, they're like, well, what do I do now? You're like in your 40s and you don't own your masters, and those songs that used to be hot, there's another young person that just replaced you that does the exact same thing. They actually sample your song and they're making millions off of it. And you're
Right.
not seeing a dime, but your label is.
Right, your label is, yeah. You
So
know, and that I like how you said to learn more about how that industry works, because
mhm,
I don't think no one, well, I don't know. Somebody has. I shouldn't say no one takes the time to learn it, but I think it would be useful if you took the time to learn how to make money and do it the right way. So that way, when somebody does come with this long contract, you're like, let me look this over before I'm just
right,
focused on the dollar bill.
right.
So that's an excellent point. So I know, and I know I was talking about the CDs, and so now everybody's downloading. Um and I say my issue with downloading because where am I supposed to download it to? My phone? Because my phone is already full of storage. I don't have
Right. There's no I feel like personally, in my opinion, I think there's no there's no more mediums, like there's no in betweens
Mhm.
anymore. Like, if you wanted to get on social media, at least when I was growing up, like you have to get on your computer, like your actual physical computer,
Right.
log on, get on your MySpace, get on your Black Planet and see if you got a new friend request.
Right.
You got a brand new notification. That's the stuff when it starts popping up. When you're on your phone, you can text your friends, you can call your friends, and that was pretty much it. But now, all of that information, from your TV shows to your movies to your social media and like your email and all of these things, all these pops and notifications, you know, over time that kind of programs your brain to be almost an instant gratification all the time. And so you're constantly looking at your phone, and that takes away a lot of the feeling that it got when you, even like just CDs, but vinyls, uh, getting a chance to actually take the music, you know, clear off some space in your room or whatever, get that CD going,
Right.
playing it, or picking your favorite album and reading through the lyrics and all
Mhm.
of those things, all those experiences, you know, don't apply to today's world because it's become very cut and dry. Like, uh, some digital, I mean, some CDs actually came with you know, extra artwork from the artist or like a
That's what you needed.
custom. Yeah, like you get a photo of your favorite artist or whatever, and they sign it personally or something. But now it's like you get a digital signature or like no one cares. You did that with AI, dude. Like
Right. We won't
it's
even
not.
talk about AI. Yeah.
Oh man, it's not even. There's no personality to it. It's just like
That's
you
true.
get what you get.
That I mean, I've noticed that in the last maybe 2 or 3 years, they bringing these record players out. Because I'm like, well, how you gonna? And now records. I'm like, okay, so now records are coming back. Well, then go ahead and bring the CDs back because I don't have a record player, but I have a place where I can play CDs. So, but where can they find your music?
So you can find my music on all the streaming platforms, of course, and
Okay.
then you can also find my music on my Bandcamp. I support Bandcamp because they are about the artists and they are about the fans, which is the most important thing when it comes to music: the artists and the fans. Not the labels, not any of the other stuff. It's about the artists and the fans, and it's a perfect like there is no middleman. You can go to your favorite artist, you can download the album, you can download their merch, you can, however you want to
Oh,
support. They even have options to where you can upload your music and you can give your fans the ability to pay what they want. And
oh
so
wow.
they want to support an artist. I've released singles on that platform before, and people will pay $20 just for one song, just because they want to support. And so, it's one of those avenues that cuts out the middleman of the label or
Hmm.
the corporate beast and just puts the support actually in the fans' hands again, which where it's supposed to be anyway.
And that's an app called Bandcamp.
Yeah, so it's Bandcamp. It's online. They have an app for it. You can sign up as a fan, or you can sign up as an artist or as a label if you have your artists on there. And it's also giving another platform for indie labels to spread their awareness if they don't want to go through the corporate beast either. Because you have some smaller labels who are actually trying to bring the importance back, which
Mhm.
is the artists and the fans, which is more important than like, well, this person is trending higher. It's like that doesn't mean that they're the best artists. It just means that they have a popular sound right now. But the best artists are getting snuffed out because they don't have a huge following at the time. But just like Renaissance artwork, it took years for it to become something that's like here high caliber
Mm.
at the time.
Right.
So we shouldn't appraise art just because it's popular right now, but more so over time. Um, and just the effort that it went to making something unique.
Okay. Okay. Nice. So they can just follow you on all streaming platforms,
Yeah,
download
yeah,
Original Flow
original
and
flow,
follow
yeah,
you from there. Yes.
all
Now,
those things, yeah.
now where can they find you on social media? Are you on Instagram and Facebook and all
Yeah,
of them?
all the
Okay.
things. Yeah, you can. I mean, even my TikTok, but I don't really use TikTok. Um, I know I'm supposed to based off of industry standards, but like the first time I got onto TikTok, it was like literally my first experience. I downloaded the app, put my information in, whatever, and literally the first thing that came on my feed was this random girl crawled around the counter and like she started eating out of the dog bowl. I said uninstall, and so, so That was my first experience with TikTok. I was like, nah, man, like y'all on something else over
Uh-uh.
here.
Right. It's a
So,
different
like,
world. Yeah.
I'm like, this is like before my algorithm got set, and then this is literally the first video. I said, what in the world is this?
Oh, it's like no uninstall.
Like, at least like give me like I don't know, like a nature video or like
Something else. Yeah.
yeah, like oh like man, nah. Um, but I occasionally check it out. But yeah, I'm on all streaming platforms, all social media platforms. Um,
Okay.
ex- except any of these newer ones, I need to get on there, like the Blue Sky and some other stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, there's so many. I listen,
Mm.
I'm barely posting to what I have. Like adding something else, it's gonna take a minute. It's gonna take a minute. So what's your social media handle that they can find you?
Original Flow. And so if you
Original.
put that in, on my Instagram, it's original underscore flow, but you just put in original flow and it'll pop up because I have my SEO on that. And so anytime you put in original flow, it's gonna pop up all my information stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, perfect, perfect. Now, I know you have something planned this week, so can you tell me about your upcoming event?
Yes. So, funny enough, I literally just came back from Dallas. I performed at their Deep Ellum festival out there on the main stage, and that was a lot of fun. Um, but this Friday, I'll be performing at Factory Obscura. We are helping raise money for the Juneteenth on the East by JB, and they hit me up with the opportunity to donate my services to help raise money um, for Juneteenth, and it means a lot to me personally because that's where I'm from. I'm an Esau baby, like I said. So like I love the fact that we're doing something and we're putting something together for us on that side of town because nobody else is going to do it.
Right,
Um,
that's true.
and it's always a blessing to be a part of it. And I'm happy to help, raise money for a beneficial festival that I think is extremely good for the neighborhood and it's extremely good for, future endeavors going forward. Um, and then I have, let me see, also I'm performing at Norman Music Festival um, on
Oh, when is that?
the 26th. Norman Music Festival, it's an annual festival where it's
Okay.
like maybe 10, 20,000 people pop up, and it's probably misprinting that. It's probably close to 50 to 80,000 people, probably 100,000 people.
Wow.
It's really popular, and we'll be
Now,
doing the
is that the 26th of April?
yeah 26th.
Okay.
So that'll be on the 26th. I'll actually be there with my band, um, and we'll be on the West Stage at 9:40 p.m., which is probably like the best time slot to get as a hip hop artist because that's when people are trying to get lit and they turning up. Why we'll have a good time.
Having a good time. Oh,
Yes.
cool. Now, is that at a park in Norman?
No, so they take over Main Street. And
Oh,
so
okay. It's on
yeah.
the street. Okay.
hmm So they
Okay,
do have
cool.
they do have like indoor stages for like different bars and venues that are also out there that collaborate with the city of Norman when they have this. I would say it's extremely beneficial for the entire strip, and
Mhm.
that's why I really support. Like I said again, just with Juneteenth, I see what JB's trying to do. You get the whole strip in supportive of that, and then you can have multiple stages and all that kind of stuff. And I support the vision, and it brings money to all these different businesses that want to contribute, they want
Right.
to help,
Definitely.
and it makes the East Side look less of a threat to people who are uneducated, and supports, the people who have been here and they want to continue to see their businesses thrive.
Absolutely. I agree with that. Okay. So you have a busy schedule. Like you said, April is a is
Yeah.
a marvelous time. So and that's cool that you are always on the go and performing at different places and they can follow you on social media to see where you're going to be. So the event for Friday, what time is that?
I believe it starts 7:30 or
Okay.
like 8, one of those things. That's when it starts. And so it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm actually doing 2 new songs that I haven't done before yet.
Two new
Um,
songs.
yeah, so I'm actually releasing those closer to the end of this month. I was gonna release them last month, but had to work out some kinks in them. But I'm actually releasing 2 new songs at the end of this month. So I'm excited for that.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm excited. Hopefully, I can get a chance to swing by there on Friday. I'm trying to think of what I have to do, and I don't think I have anything scheduled. But I have seen that flyer circulating. So, and I'm not familiar of the location, so I'm gonna have to look that up because
Yeah, Factory Obscura is, I would say, is probably like close to Midtown. Um,
okay.
it's what's the best way to? I'm terrible with street names, to be honest with you. Um, I've been here my whole life, and I still like it's like right by that one place. Um,
Right. We know,
but
we know how to get there. We
yeah,
can't tell you the name of the street. I got you.
but Factory is it's really easy to find. You just look it up, and
Okay.
it's really easy to find. They have good parking and stuff. So if you've never been there, I would definitely suggest you go. Even if you can't make the show, it's just a nice place to be. Like that's where I have my live album release, uh,
Ah.
and it's just a lot of fun. The people are great there, and it's just a great experience.
Okay. Okay. Well, nice. Well, I'm excited for you. I really am. I can't even see. I knew I wasn't going to remember about time we had this podcast, but I think there was two songs that were my favorite, and I can't remember. I can't remember the name of it. Was one talk about confidence?
Oh, confidence, yeah.
Yes. That I was like, I don't like that. And I can't remember the other one, but I recorded on my phone. That's probably why I'm out of space, but don't worry about that. I'll get to this later. But I just want to say thank you. Thank you for coming on Charity Tuesdays, just to share your story, your journey, and just to inspire other people to, just look at things a little bit different and to explore their creative side. And I'm excited to see where you're going to go from here. I'll work on downloading your music so I can listen to it on a regular basis. But make sure that you guys go and follow Original Flow on social media. He's doing some wonderful things, and he'll be at the event on Friday.
Hmm.
That's sponsored by Juneteenth on the East, and they're raising funds for the Juneteenth celebration. And so make sure you go and support. I forgot how much it costs to get in. I think it's not a whole lot, so it's
I think,
affordable.
yeah, it's affordable, and I'll be having some of my merch there to donate as
Oh
well.
yes,
Hmm.
yes. He has a really nice shirt. I know. I was gonna wear it today, but I was like, well. But anyways, he has a really nice shirt. So you guys need to purchase. But thank you so much for coming on. Do you have any words of wisdom that you want to end out with before we close
Yes.
out?
Um, when it comes to making things happen in your life and you're scared that things don't work out, um, just don't take no for an answer. Constantly keep pushing forward and make your dreams happen. It's gonna happen if you don't give up on your dreams. It's gonna happen. So don't give up and keep going.
I like that. That's a snap, right? Right with the I can't do both things. I can only do one. But I love that. Thank you for those inspirational words. And everyone, thank you for tuning in to Strategy Tuesdays. Don't forget to follow me on all social media except for Snap of the Chat. And you can follow me at Strategy with V. Remember to be intentional, be insightful, and be impactful in everything that you do because we are sharing the tea, not spilling it. All right. Thank you, Original Flow. I appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
And I'll make sure that I keep in contact with you. Okay.
All right.
All right. Have a good night.
You too.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Telling me to dance, taking a chance.